So this is 1 year since I took over this farm, and it has been quite a ride. My farm is a 1 acre plot divided into 4 sections. I have an outpass section out there that is like a 50 by 100 section where it's empty. I have another section here with macadamia plants, about 8 to 10 stems, about 10 stems, I've just counted, about 10 stems of macadamia. And then I have the main portion, which is where I'm standing, where I have about 300 stems of coffee, 8 stems of avocado, like this one. Here I can see 2, and then I have a few clusters of banana. In between also, I've added these plantains, 15 small ones, which are now forming clusters of plantain. So basically I have 15 clusters of plantain. Now, at the very bottom, I have another very small open space where I intend to build a Airbnb. And currently it's empty, and currently it has some maize that we had planted there. This is the bigger portion, the empty portion. It's like a 50 by 100 portion, and initially when I got it, there was a tenant here who was here, and the lease for the tenant was a verbal lease. So in Kenya there is something called adverse possession or squatter rights, and when it comes to verbal leases, hiyo ni kitu something that can be, unaweza ambiwa kukuwa na any lease. And so the tenant who was here had stayed for quite some time, and the adverse possession goes for about 12 years. So what it states is that the person occupying that portion of land for more than 12 years can go and claim legally that land na ikuwe yake, and you can't oppose it as long as they can prove there was no any documentation or any agreement between you. And verbal agreements, hiyo ni kitu inaweza kanushwa. So that gave me a lot of chills in my stomach, and I decided to peacefully let them go, and I gave them enough time, about 1 to 2 years, and within 1 year and a half they had already vacated. And yeah, that's where you are. As you can see, huku kwote, hii ni easy, those structures that they had raised here. There was a toilet down there, kulikuwa na stima umeingisha, they had done something. This portion of road is quite independent. As you can see, there is a tarmac road, so haka nika kitu prime, which is part of the main road. Managing this farm, as you can see, these are the banana clusters. I even harvested one right now. So this one is what I was trying to support. Someone supported it for me well. Some time back I was trying to support it. These are the plantains that I planted. They are doing quite good. I have a few here that are already producing fruit. So within the next 1 or 2 months, I may be eating something. Yeah, so for these 2, when I'm coming back, I'll be harvesting. As you can see, very nice plantain hapo. Naona venye inakaa fiti. There is also that plantain there. So these are the clusters. Hii yangu ni kulima kienyeji. Hii ni kienyeji promats. Hii ni kulima kienyeji promats. So don't start telling me oh, remove suckers hapo. Najua zinafaa kutolewa. But sasa tutatoa tu pole pole. There should be something like this, kubwa, medium, ndogo hivyo. They should not be such. Zikiwa such zinapigania chakula. So yeah, but anyway, so this is the coffee farm. Now, for that 1 year I've been owning this farm. I've written down some figures here, and you can check them on my Mjengo tracker for this farm. By the way, I've created a project. This is the good thing about Mjengo tracker. You can create projects other than just Mjengo. It's an expense tracker. From January 1st to December 31st, 2024, my total expenditure for the farm was 81,750 shillings. And then, let's read. Spraying 10,400 for inputs and 8,800 for labor. Weeding 14,100. And then there is pruning. So when you're talking about coffee pruning, ni kutoa, let me show you. You see such, is what you call pruning. Hii kutoa hizi. So kuna kazi mingi hapa inafanya kutoa vitu kama hizi These, you know, you just want to make sure that your coffee plant it can compete, yani inaweza pata yani branches, as minimal branches for maximum output. Usikuwe na so many branches. The same case I was telling you about the bananas but now for coffee, because the margins are very small, na hisi hobby, you know, the main activity, you have to prune it isishindaniane chakula. As you can see, we are weeding. Some part of it is already weeded. This is my farm. Huku sasa tunapanda huku juu kama inafanya weeding. This is screen unaona, me I am doing organic farming basically, and so coffee pruning cost me 13,050 and had some leftover firewood that I sold for 1,000 profit. So other than the coffee pruning, I also did the tree pruning. You can see such a tree which hii ilipruniwa last year. That's why unaona haiko kubwa. Hizi zote zile unaona huko, they were done some pruning last year. That's why you can see that them being so big. So that pruning that we did there created some firewood. No, and for the trees, see, it was not out of my pocket by the way. What I did was, there is someone alikuwa anataka zile miti za nyanya. Instead ya kumuuzia, nikamwambia just prune them, make sure umeprune vizuri. Akaprune for free, and then any big trees uache kwa shamba. So akaziacha, and then we repurpose them. Niliprune hizi miti, macadamia, everything. So the small sticks akachukua za nyanya, akaoffer labor for free, na kaenda. So that's what I did for that and then I spent 5,000 on manure. I brought almost 5 pickups of manure here. Nilipatiwa free manure by a family friend, which who I'm very grateful to. Nikipata bonus nitampelekea kakitu. I bought chicken manure kama top dresser, which even was the bigger expense, because I remember the manure ya hizo 5 pickups I spent about 2,000. It's not far away from here, so mafuta hata ikuwa mingi. So I spent about 2,000, and then the 3,000 for this hii manure ingine, na hiyo 2,000 hata ni ya labor. I did some planting, that is for the plantains. I did 15 suckers and they cost me 48.50. I plan to phase out the old bananas over time. Okay, na plan kuzitoa over time pole. So that's why I'm going with the goat manure. Now next, coffee harvesting, which now we do during the end of the year from October. We start, there is mid harvesting, which was not a lot, and kulikuwa na harvesting sana inaanzanga early October, November, December and January. So total harvesting cost me 19,500, and I got a total of 825 kgs. Being my first year, and we had done some pruning, and we had done some cross planting, ile cross breeding ama inaitwaje, because my plants are a cell, and the cell does not really perform well. So tulikuja tukazibadilisha. As you can see, this is a good example. We made them to Willy. So this is an cell, and then we put Willy on top. So hiyo kitu inaitwaje hiyo cross breed ama ni nini? I told you I'm not a very good farmer. So for that nilipata 825 kgs. I have spent 81,750 in this farm, and I expect an income of 825 kgs. Going with the previous payouts, we were getting about 80 shillings on average. Kuna time hata tumepata 100, but let me go with the average, which is 80 shillings. So going with the about 80 shillings, and I got 825 at 8 shillings, italeta 66,000 shillings extra. And then this farm, ukisikia nimetumia 82,000, imeleta income. I've sold this. The last year niliuza, kama sasa hivi naona leo naenda kutafuta soko ya hizi niliuza avocados, nimeuza macadamia, nimeuza vitu mingi. So macadamia sales brought me 10,000 Kenya shillings total profit after the deductions. Juu kuna harvesting cost, kuna machine cost, vitu kama hizo. Avocados cost brought a total of 4,200. Bananas, income from bananas, hizo banana stocks kama leo nimebeba moja, gave me 3,900 and 1,000 from the firewood. So the farm generated 19,000. If you deduct it 1,750, you see I had an out of pocket expense of 62,650 shillings. So I had plans. You remember when I did videos about this farm, I had plans to process my own coffee. But wacha tuseme tu nili give up because the costs and the time taken and the effort needed is quite high. So for such an endeavor, it will take time for me even to have anything. So what I decided is to just sell it, make it good, and then when I'm ready, I start processing my own coffee. For now, I just teach myself on how to maximize input and even learn the ropes. But sikufungua account. I'm still using my parents' account. Nilisema mimi sifungue account ya coffee, acha ikae. Hiyo ni kujirudisha kwa ukoroni tu. Na ikinishinda nikate. So this is the portion I was telling you guys. It does flood. Hapa ku flood. Na nika portion kadogo. Unaona hapo penye unaona mahindi. It's a small portion where you can see the maize, but haiendi mpaka mwisho, inafika mpaka kwa hii mti yangu. So it's a very small portion. It's less than 50 by 100. So this place I'm thinking of having near Airbnb, nijenge a cottage, something where itakuwa above ground. So nita plant some trees, zile hizo ma fencing posts zile kubwa. Hizi za KPLC nizidungilie chini, and then I raise a platform, I build a platform, and then I have a cottage there. And this is enough space for 2 or 3 cottages in future. So I start with one, ikifanya vizuri nifanye, because I'm thinking to maximize this farm, I can maximize it by thinking outside the box, and I think having some, and I don't even have somewhere I can sleep when I come here. So I'm thinking having somewhere I can sleep when I come here and rent out and have at least place inaweza kuwa inanisaidia kulipa bili za shamba, at least nisipate. Unaona sasa basically last year siku make do na nimetumia time, nimekam, okay, siku make do na siku make loss, but in reality I made a loss. So it's high time you think out the box. So you're thinking about agricultural tourism, tufikiria how we can grow this rad to be better. That's why unaona tunafikiria mambo ya plantains. We are thinking sasa macadamia mimi nitatoa zote. I am thinking of having perhaps some animals there. Nijenge mpaka mtu wa kukalisha hii shamba. Hii shamba inanga mtu yangu. So you see all that, at least hiyo part ya macadamia, kukuwe na watu wa kukalisha shamba, hapa kukuwe na some agricultural tourism. Those are the ideas I have. Hopefully nitakuwa successful with them. Yeah. Guys, thank you. Thank you for keeping in touch. Thank you for watching, and see you next time, guys. Cheers.